Hey guys, it's time to share my August faves with you. August was August was not a great month for me, but I do have a few favorites to share with you, so I'm going to do that right now. So today I am going to start with my favorite project from August, which was that I finally sat down and finished my Week in the Life mini album, which turned out to be not quite so many. I did end up having to go and get bigger book rings, but way back in May, so many months ago, I did actually participate in Week in the Life. I took all the photos, I had prepped this mini album, and then did nothing else. It just became a little bit of a overwhelming project for me, just mentally, I guess. It seemed like a huge thing to kind of tackle, and so I had my kit all put together and my photos all printed, and it all just got put to the side and I did nothing with it. And so this month I was actually filming a studio vlog for my patrons, and I sat down and started working on this project, and I actually finished it in less than 2 days. So what seemed like an overwhelming sort of thing sitting on my shelf waiting for me to start, it actually ended up being a really fun process, and yeah, I'll give you a quick little flick through it, but do let me know if you want to see a proper walkthrough. Like I said, I was filming for part of my studio vlog, so I don't have process videos for all of this. It was just pretty much a sit down and get it done kind of project, but I love how it turned out. Once I got rid of the idea that I had to do more and just kept it simple, stupid, it definitely came together much quicker, and I'm really loving how it turned out. It is mostly digital printables, photos, and a few little embellishments. Everything is from my stash, and it really did come together easily in the end, and I'm very glad to have this done and dusted and off my shelf. So it is definitely my favorite project from August. So my favorite inspiration for this month is was a little bit harder to kind of narrow down, because I haven't spent a whole lot of time on social media in August. Like I said, it was a little bit of a more difficult month for me, and so I really have been focusing on things other than social media. So I haven't spent a lot of time on there, but there are two ladies who have just really inspired me, even when I have felt not inclined to sit at this desk and do anything creative. There are a couple of ladies who have got me going again. So the first one is Melissa Vinning. She has both a YouTube and an Instagram account, so she's Melissa Vinning Creates. I will leave all the links down below for you. But Melissa has been totally inspiring me to use up some of the Stamp Market papers. They came in a kit, an add-on kit with Citrus Twist earlier in the year, and I loved them so much, but I had no idea how to use them, and she has been cranking out layouts lately that have just got me so psyched and ready to sit down and create. And the second lady that has just been making me so happy is Amber from Bambi's Dear or Bambi's Mail on Instagram. Again, I will leave all the links down below. Again, she has a YouTube and an Instagram, and I just adore her 3D creations. They are so beautiful and so meticulously put together. She shares all sorts of tutorials and walkthroughs on YouTube, which is super handy if you feel so inclined to recreate some of the gorgeous things that she makes. So my first favorite product from the month of August was a little bit surprising to me, and that is the Magical Forest collection from Crate Paper. I didn't actually buy the collection. Again, I had a few bits and pieces. I don't have a lot left, which is because I've been using it. Everything that I had came in a couple of different Citrus Twist add-ons again, and it wasn't a collection that I was like roaring to go. It's not my thing, is it? It's like muted tones and browns and greens and not pink and bright and pretty. Super cute little icons in there, and I did think when I got them, oh, they'd be perfect for layouts with Jack, and then I just never got excited about using them. So this month I did. I sat down and, like I say, I've used it quite a bit. There's still a little bit of this chipboard sheet to go. I've got some thickers left. I've got a few little, well, some of them aren't so little, but a few die cuts left, and I made a couple of layouts with everything else. So this is the first layout I put together, and basically I was just trying to use as much of this collection as possible. I only had a few of the papers from those add-on kits, and so I'm unsure how I'm going to use the rest of this, but I wanted to really just use as much as I can. So I put together 4 kind of little layered clusters. There's all sorts of bits and pieces in here. Papers, cut aparts, little die cuts, there's puffy stickers. I just created 4, added them onto just some white cardstock and a grid, and then I did cut a little bit of the cardstock off down the bottom and add some of the pattern paper in behind there, just to give me a little bit of a shelf sort of base for the title and the layout. And I did add some tiny little fake splatters in here with a gel pen. It's kind of a green to match the rest of the collection, but I was loving how that layout turned out. I still had a few bits and pieces left over on my desk the next day, and so I cranked out a second layout. This was like a cut apart sheet. There was ABC in there, so I used that to create this kind of column of embellishments, and used the ABC to create my title, which was Always Being Cute. I had no E's left at all, so I cut up a couple of B's, and you'd never know the difference. So this was another one. I loved this one because I challenged myself not to use a white background, to use a background color that I probably would never have picked, this kind of tan grid color. And actually it suits this little guy totally perfectly, so it goes to show that I really need to step out of my box just every so often. Now my next favorite is a new paper trimmer. I would love to be able to tell you that this is the only new paper trimmer that I bought in August, but it is not. So this was the second paper trimmer that I bought in August. I was really after a paper trimmer that I could use to trim 12 by 12 papers, because the paper trimmer that I love the most, or certainly use the most, is this little 6-inch one. But the issue that I have with this is that it ends at 5.5, and one of the most common cuts that I make for my crafting is 6 inches, and so I can't get a 6-inch cut off this paper trimmer. This one, however, I can. So it is larger, obviously, than this one here. But even unfolded, I can still trim a 6-inch mark, which is what I need the most often. So 3, 4, and 6 is what I'm using a paper trimmer for. This one fits all the bills. Now I know lots of people do not love these wire guide paper trimmers. Like I say, this one is the one I've been using for the most number of years, and I really do love it. Just as far as convenience and ease goes, I'm not hefting out my giant paper trimmers. I will admit the cutters with the bars are definitely a little bit more precise, but if you're being careful, I can definitely recommend a wire paper trimmer like this one. And my last favorite for August just kind of squeaked in because it only literally came in the mail a couple of weeks ago. So this is the Anko textured cardstock pad from Kmart here in New Zealand. I will caveat that I have no idea where to get it otherwise than here in Kmart in New Zealand. I have already gone through one of these paper pads this year. It's generally out of stock a lot of times, and we no longer have a Kmart here, so I did grab this one online. But there are 60 sheets of cardstock in here for $16. All the colors of the rainbow. And there are certainly colors in here that I don't use a lot, lime green and brown being one of them. But I always need cardstock for like scrap projects, creating like cut file stencils or whatnot. So I just grab these and go ahead. The thing I did grab was a second version of this pad in the pastel tones. I haven't had this one before, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it because there's definitely more my kind of colors. Even the sort of ones I wouldn't normally go for tend to be a little bit more useful when they're in pastel shades like this. So I'm excited to stock up my basics stash again with these cardstock pads. So those are a few things that I have been loving in August. I would really love to know what's been inspiring you, so leave me a comment down below. Products, people, projects. I'm interested in it all. I need a little bit more inspiration myself, so I would love to hear your favorites. So please leave me a comment, and thank you for watching. I will see you again really soon. Bye guys.